In the heart of Gujarat lies a golden pride, where the king of the jungle walks with absolute pride. This audiovisual report has been created based on a story originally published in the June 2001 issue and its updates after revisiting Gur, published in the May 2026 issue of National Geographic magazine. This report is created with the help of an AI.
This is the Girnar mountain range, far older than the Everest. Within these ranges lies the ancient forest of Gir. This is the domain of the Asiatic lion. More than 400 of these regal lions roam this forest, marking its boundaries with their magnificent presence. But this king of the jungle shares an unusual relationship with his human subjects. Lion and man share this land in peace, respecting each other. A good reason why the lion population is on the rise. For ages, these magnificent inhabitants of the Gir forest have symbolized India's pride. Breathe in their presence. Breathe in these stark and pristine forests. Breathe in a bit of Gujarat.
In the dry teak reserves of Gujarat, the heat is oppressive. If you stand still long enough, the wind carries the calls of over 300 different bird species through the thorny acacia. Getting here to study apex predators requires patience. A field researcher can wait a year and a half just to secure the necessary permits to enter the core sanctuary. Usually, when you track a large cat in India, like the tiger, you get used to its secretive nature. They slink through the underbrush, carefully avoiding human sightlines. The Asiatic lion behaves differently. Encounter one in the Gir forest, and it holds its ground. It is curious, exposed, and entirely unafraid. Documenting this specific predator means watching an unlikely survival story unfold in real time. We are looking at an animal that statistically should not even be here. This map shows the historical range of the Asiatic lion. 10,000 years ago, Panthera leo stretched continuously from the northern coast of Greece down through Mesopotamia and deep into India. Ancient civilizations revered them as symbols of power, but that same prestige made them targets. Royal hunting traditions and human expansion pushed them entirely out of Europe and the Middle East. By 2001, the global population had collapsed to roughly 300 individuals. They were completely confined to a 560-square-mile sanctuary in western India. The Indian government aggressively stepped in, deploying a massive guard force and heavy funding to completely eliminate poaching. As of the 2025 census, the population has rebounded to nearly 900 lions. But this conservation triumph has generated a new, complex problem. The lions are running out of room. During dry seasons, census teams rely on specific water sources to count the cats. Here, a lioness and her cub rest by a shrinking creek, displaying traits unique to their geography. Compared to African lions, Asiatic lions are smaller, featuring shorter manes and a pronounced belly skin fold. Socially, females form communal prides, while males live in separate coalitions. Hunting in smaller groups, they target local prey like the Indian nilgai, rather than massive herds. These specific evolutionary adaptations, smaller sizes, isolated male groups, and a reliance on dispersed prey patches mean that as their numbers grow, their need for territory grows even faster. The sanctuary can no longer hold them. While they run out of physical space, the population is also fighting a silent internal threat locked within their biology. Every one of the 891 living Asiatic lions descends from a tiny founder group of perhaps a dozen individuals. Because of this extreme genetic bottleneck, 70 to 80% of their sperm is deformed, threatening the species' long-term fertility. Coupled with this internal decay is an external physical squeeze. As the park reaches carrying capacity, young males are pushed out to find new domains. Today, an estimated 44% of all Asiatic lions live entirely outside the protected boundaries. To claim territory, subadult males are forced into long migrations, walking up to 65 miles across a fragmented landscape of highways, railways, and active farms. The species is trapped. They are biologically constrained by their genetics on the inside and physically colliding with human infrastructure on the outside. Following the tracks of these displaced lions takes us out of the dry teak reserves and directly into human-dominated coastal settlements like Rajula and Jafrabad. The cats aren't wandering aimlessly. These areas offer dense vegetative cover and a reliable supply of wild pigs, making them highly attractive to predators searching for a meal. But sharing this landscape comes at a steep cost. Lions now kill roughly 2,100 farm animals each year, and fatal encounters with villagers are rising. To manage the overlap, the Gujarat Forest Department runs a 24/7 monitoring center. Tech staff track GPS-collared cats and use artificial intelligence to identify specific lions by their whisker spots and facial scars. When lions approach railway tracks, geofencing systems alert officials to mandate train stoppages, while the government pays financial compensation to farmers for livestock lost to the cats. These immediate responses prevent daily disasters, but they are entirely reactive. They manage the symptoms rather than solving the reality of apex predators hunting in agricultural backyards. For conservationists, having almost 900 lions concentrated in a single overlapping region is a persistent dread. One localized disaster, a flood, a cyclone, or a virus, could wipe them out. In 2018, that vulnerability became real when an outbreak of highly contagious canine distemper swept through the park, killing at least 23 lions. Experts argue the only true biological safeguard is relocation. A site at Kuno National Park was prepared over a decade ago to house a backup population, but state authorities chose instead to develop the much closer Barda Sanctuary, a distance some biologists warn is not far enough to stop a virus. On the ground, immediate human safety requires local action. Communities are lobbying public trusts to fund predator-proof livestock enclosures and organizing rapid response committees to communicate directly with forest guards. Pulling the Asiatic lion back from the brink of extinction took decades of dedicated protection. Ensuring they survive the next century will require re-engineering how human communities and apex predators share the exact same soil.
Live like a king. Nice click. Lion King of Gur lies in the dry grass on a particularly hot summer day. A large pride of 3 lionesses and 10 cubs saunter through Gur. Gur landscape is also home to a community of roughly 4,300 semi-nomadic Maldari herders. Gur landscape is also home to a community of roughly 4,300 semi-nomadic Maldari herders. Preserving the pride, protecting the legacy. Long live the Asiatic lion.